The sex abuse allegations facing Vince McMahon and the WWE, they are filthy, explicit, disturbing enough to bring on major backlash from the wrestling megastars. Or so you would think. We have heard from some former wrestlers from decades ago. They say the accusations are not surprising. We've seen some former executives sort of tiptoe around the topic. But we've also seen John Cena declare his love for McMahon and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson take a leadership role in the WWE. Well, now comes a true wrestling powerhouse, slamming McMahon and the culture he allowed to fester. Ronda Rousey. There she is. She's so awesome. She was once described by Sports Illustrated as the world's most dominant athlete. She is the first American woman to win an Olympic medal in judo and the first woman inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame. She worked for Vince McMahon from 2018 to 2019 and again from 2022 until just last October. Well, I spoke with Rousey earlier today. She's got a new book. It's called Our Fight. And also I got a reaction to the scandal surrounding McMahon and the WWE. Take a look.
Well, it's not surprising, and I can tell you the reason why nobody else is speaking out is because they know that there will be negative repercussions if they say anything about the company that the company doesn't like, and so. Everybody's being held hostage by their careers, but since I don't plan on going back there unless they make some very major changes, I, feel free to say whatever I want to say, which, I've always felt that way. I don't really, I don't really care if they have me back or not. I can wrestle wherever I want to wrestle, and the truth should be told.
Yeah, and you've always been very outspoken. I mean, like you said, not working there anymore does make it easier, but I sort of get the sense even if you were still there, you would have a hard time staying quiet about something like this.
Yeah, I'm not really, known for being soft-spoken.
Yeah, for sure. Did you ever experience any sexual misconduct or see anything yourself involving McMahon?
Not Vince like personally towards me, but the company culture definitely.
Yeah, elaborate on that a little. What do you mean by the company culture?
Well, one time I was like waiting to go, I think, talk to like Triple H in like the writers' room or something, and I was standing there with Bruce Pritchard and another one of the writers, and God, I forgot his name. I can't believe I forgot this guy's name. It'll come back to me. But I was standing there, and this guy that I was like barely an acquaintance with grabs the string of like my sweatpants as I'm walking by, and like nobody, like I wasn't even looking at him, and I looked down the hall, and I was like, I don't know if I can swear on this. Are you gonna believe me? It's a quote, okay? But this guy grabs the string of my sweatpants, and nobody else reacts as if this is abnormal. And he grabs it, and he starts going down the hall, and I'm just like, what the was that? Like, why are you grabbing the string of my sweatpants? If my husband was standing here next to me, would you feel comfortable like walking up to me and grabbing the string of my sweatpants? And and nobody around me acted like as if it was abnormal. Like they're like all the guys around me were just like, this is part of the day. And I'm like, if this guy is coming up to me and doing this kind of stuff to me when there's other people around, like what's happening to these other girls when it's not in a hallway or something like that? So that really put me on an edge to like, not only is this like behavior prevalent, but it's so prevalent that people don't even realize it's a problem anymore.
Who was this guy?
Dude, I swear to God, I know exactly what he looks like, and I completely am blanking on his name. Is this part of my concussion test? Drew Gulak.
No.
Drew Gulak. That's who it was. Yes. Yeah, I went and confronted him later, and I was like, if I ever hear about you putting like your hands on any other woman like this or doing anything like this to me ever again, we're gonna have I'm editing myself all the swear words out, but we're going to have a problem. And he was like, no, you know, I'm glad that you said something to me. He's really like backpedaled and everything like that. But it just put a really sour taste in my mouth about you know, the culture there and what's considered acceptable and how to touch and treat the women in the hallways. And anywhere, but backstage.
Yeah, I bet he did backpedal. Yeah, and I mean, like you said, if he was willing to do that to you, a massive star,
in front
imagine
of people,
you know,
in a
with some of these
hallway.
other. Yeah,
exactly.
I want to read a portion of your memoir. Again, it's called Our Fight. It comes out today, where you talk about McMahon. You say, it is hard sometimes to know where the evil, unethical, slimeball character of Vince McMahon played out for the cameras ends and the actual questionably ethical, many times sued and multiple times accused of sexual misconduct Vince McMahon begins. So, I mean, explain to me what you're saying there. I guess he had this persona on air. Yeah, it is. I mean, it sounds like he had this persona on TV, the Vince McMahon we knew, but I mean, was sort of this slime ball too behind the scenes.
Well, there's a really fuzzy line between fiction and reality in that place. So every act, I think, comes with a grain of truth.
Yeah. I mean, do you think more women will come forward, Ronda? I mean, have you heard any rumblings behind the scenes? Because, you know, someone of your fame, I would think even people would feel comfortable maybe coming to you for advice. Has there been anything happening behind the scenes?
I mean, not that I know of. I just know that Janelle Grant only came forward because Vince McMahon didn't pay out the full hush money payment. It was like $3 million that she was promised for, you know, signing an NDA or whatever, buying her silence. And the only reason it got discovered was that he paid her off $1 million, but it was with the company's money, and it wasn't even with his money. And then they discovered $17 million of other hush money payments that he paid to other women who aren't going to say anything because, you know, they got paid and they signed, you know, not to. So there's definitely a lot more skeletons in that closet, but I don't know if we're going to hear about it anymore unless, you know, Vince misses some more payments or uses some more company money to pay off these women.
Yeah, it makes you wonder how many of those NDAs exist out there. You know, hush money payments. I mean, makes you wonder how many women are out there that just feel like they can't come forward.
Yeah, and I don't think we'll ever know.
Yeah, it's a good point. So your book, Our Fight, you know, it's a powerful title, and I just think back to your career, and you've always been a fighter, an incredible one. Is that a nod to women, Our Fight? Is that a message that you're sending out?
To women specifically, I think it's to everyone. It's not just for women. I think everyone is in the fight of their life in one way or another. And the first memoir was called My Fight, Your Fight, and we kind of got more into the principles of fighting and how it applied to all these different formative events in my life and how it can also apply to you in your fight. Because, you know, sports are a metaphor for life, and I believe every fight is like a life in miniature. And in this book, we called it Our Fight because once I became a public figure, our journeys became intertwined. And whether I felt like I was me fighting the world in public perception or us fighting together for the same things, it became something that we shared.
Yeah, it's true. And I think people feel a connection to you, obviously, through your fighting, but they feel inspired by you in their lives too, even though most people are not fighters, just in what they do every single day, which is another reason I think the book is so powerful. I want to read another excerpt, and this kind of relates back to everything going on at the WWE and has to do with the casting couch culture. You write, WWE bills itself as a sports entertainment organization, and just like in the mainstream entertainment industry, there was, by all accounts, a casting couch culture where men backstage in powerful positions pressured female talent for sexual favors in return for airtime. There were so many public accusations and scandals, it's hard to keep track. and more that I'm sure the WWE managed to sweep under the rug, which you just elaborated on with all the NDAs and the hush money. But I mean, is that something you felt quite often, Ronda, in terms of, I mean, did people sort of did women have to put out to rise up within the organization?
I mean, I think, especially under Triple H and everything, things have changed a lot from the, bra and panty match era. But I wouldn't say that there's full equality or anything. There's a lot of progress still yet to be made. I was more referring to the extremely seedy past. The present isn't perfect, but it's definitely improved from where it was.
Ronda, definitely not afraid to speak out. She wasn't holding back. Here's her book. It's out just today. It's called Our Fight, available in bookstores all over the place. All right, that was cool. Talking to Ronda Rousey. Okay.